So, good evening to everyone and welcome to the TORA Cayman Cup, the TORA Cayman GT4 Cup, Round 3 Sebring International Raceway. We can see that here on the TORA ORM page. If we go to the rounds, we can see for today, Saturday 21st November, we have Sebring International Raceway on the full circuit layout. Let's see what this week's race brings us after a quite exciting race last week at the Virginia International Raceway circuit, where a lot was going on. Let's see if this race will be as dramatic as last week. Hey Sandra, how are you? I hope you had a great day. Thank you. Yes, I'm still waiting to get the invite from the lobby host. But during that time we can have a look at the standings, let's check the current first 10 drivers. Now I got the invite. So, first position we have ART Distinct 395 points, first position. Behind him in second position, AMS Huracan with 382 points, 30 points behind him. DDM Gem in third position with 370 points. Then we have DDM Drive with 362 points. ART Takashi with 360 points. He won the first race, but unfortunately had a disconnect during race 2. FLA 50, 358 points. 352 points for EBT Diego, and also brought DTEC R. SVR Spectre, 349 points, same amount of points as X Absorb X. Also pretty unfortunate for him that disconnect in race 1, was second in race 2. Short overview over the team standings. We have the ART team in first position with 755 points. Not far behind DDM Lincoln Tech with 738 points. EBT Esports, good, third position with 694 points. Swordfish Motorsport, 677 points. In fifth position we have SGR Extras of Porsche Machine with 660 points. Behind them PTGX FLA team, 534 points. Super Compacto Magazine, 7th position with 530 points. And then we have a bigger gap to the second Asia Racing team by SQD with 378 points. And then Alien Motorsport, 369 points. Solar Vision Racing completing the first 10 positions with 349 points. So now we can have a short view over the entrances. The entries for this week, we have 44 entries. 3 lobbies for the qualifying and 2 for the race then. So here we have the signed in people. AA40 NMAC Craft, AMS Hurricane. We can sort it by the lobby. In lobby 1 for the qualifying we have AMS Hurricane, AMS Meat and AMS Tsunami, 3 AMS drivers. ART Distinct, Kermit, Sinister and Takashi, all for the different ART teams. AX4X Broomski for the Allied Forces. DDM Assassin, DDM Big Ben, DDM Drive and DDM Champ for the DDM Lincoln Tag Team. Unseen Saint, Asia Racing Team by Squadios. We have the AA40N McCraft in lobby 2. Three EBT drivers, EBT Aronovich, Phoenix and Diego in lobby 2. FLA Fitty and GRT Arish, the newest driver in this week's race from the GRT team. He's one of my teammates. Let's see how he's doing this week. Jan Philip S for the JFS SFM team, Jimmy T 1996, PTG Eric RSF1 Brundle, SGR Chaos Fox and I don't know how to pronounce that, C1.1D. We have a second board, but that's the first 25 drivers which are showing up here. So now let's switch into the lobby, cause I guess the qualifying will start soon. We had a little delay in the starting time cause of the Indy 8 hours race entrance. It opened up today around midday, and so they gave everyone a few more minutes to sign in for that race. Right now we can see the limit of the driver lobby size is 14 drivers, so we're waiting for 5 more. We have DDM Gem, DDM Assassin, DDM Drive, AMS Hurricane, AMS Meat, AMS Tsunami already in here, ART Distinct, ART Sinister, ART Kermit just joined, so we're just waiting for ART Takashi, he joined. Still waiting for Broomski and Unseen Saint, I would say. And DDM Big Ben is missing, so 3 more drivers. Yeah, the Unseen Saint just joined, so all the drivers are coming into the lobby. Yeah, this time we're driving on the Sebring International Raceway. Pretty nice track in Florida, USA. The full circuit, and an important thing, so you don't have to worry about or be confused later in the race. For the qualifying, it's not allowed to cut the last and the first corner. So you have to drive it Forza clean in your qualifying lap. But for the race, it's allowed to cut the first corner, go as close as possible to the to the wall on the inside, and also on the last corner it's allowed to drive as close as possible to the wall on the outside. So no track limits there. Still missing ART, no ART driver. Big Ben is still missing. And I think it was Broomski. Hopefully they will join soon, so we don't have to wait too long for them. Still 2 drivers missing. Yeah, to go back to the last race the week before, we had pretty strong fights all over the pack. They were fighting into the finish in the first few positions. Also in the back, a lot was going on there. We had a rollover from SFM Dark, so he got a little nudge from the driver behind. I think it was, well, Absorb and an ART driver. I don't know. I don't want to tell anything wrong. So a lot was going on there last week. And let's see if it will be the same this week. I don't expect any rollovers this week. The track is doesn't have the layout for that, but I guess we will see a lot of fights with those many long straights. And even though the corners look really easy, they can be really tricky if someone gets you into a mistake. All of the current drivers are ready, so I don't have any information if the other 2 drivers will join or not. So it might be possible that those 2 drivers are all of the drivers for that qualifying. Yes, so the qualifying is starting. The launch countdown is counting down. And we are about to start the qualifying 20 minutes on this Sebring full circuit raceway. And the drivers are on the track. Let's go the first lap with DDM Jam. DDM Drive. It's the driver we're on at the moment. That's the, well, almost straight. It's a pretty long straight even though it has a little kink. And yeah, we can see him DDM drive here, missing the corner also. Who was it? DDM Jam also missed out the turn there, so I guess we will see a few mistakes there during the evening. DDM drive in his Lincoln tag number 6 Cayman GT4. In front of him we can see ART Sinister. And a bunch of other ART drivers. Also many DDM drivers and AMS drivers here in the lobby, so it will be another fight for the big teams here. Unfortunately, we won't see SVR Spectre. Looks like he hasn't signed. Oh no, he's in lobby 3 for the qualifying, so he will be in the race today. So we won't see him in the qualifying now, but later in the race then. Probably in lobby 1 again, if he makes it. And after the first lap, 2:12.008 by the Unseen Saint. Yeah, the first lap, as usual, isn't the quickest lap because they were starting standing. DM drive with his mistake there. Oh, again, really wide there. Not the best line here from DDM drive. So let's switch to the Unseen Saint. He has the quickest lap at the moment. Let's check if that was just the standing start lap or if he's able to go quickest again. In front of him we have AMS Meat. Oh, better line here from the Unseen Saint. And that's really nice in the qualifying. You can see the competitors on track even though they can see themselves. So in live you can see if you're faster or slower than another driver. And I think that's well, if you can handle that you have the ghost around of another driver around yourself, then it's a really good thing. I really like that. On the other side, I know many drivers, they get annoyed of it because other cars are moving through or around them. So I can also understand if they get annoyed from it. And there we have all the ART drivers, so let's see what lap times they will burn into the asphalt. Our ART Distinct first, the Unseen Saint with the second time 2:09 was it? ART Distinct first at the moment. So he's first with a 2:08.6, quickest lap at the moment. Amos Hurricane half a second behind, also the Unseen Saint half a second behind, so it's pretty close behind him. Oh, Distinct here with the mistake, sliding around the turn. There, that cost him a lot of time. Well, not a lot, but I guess 2 or 3 tenths, and that can be a lot in summary with all the other turns. There we have a lot of 2:09 laps, 2:10 laps. Hey Neuner, how are you? Nice to have you here. A bit shaky driving here from ART Distinct, but we have seen that in the past in those really quick left and right high-speed turns. The cars are shaking heavily, because with that 757 PI build, you don't have that much downforce aerodynamics as they have in the 835, the Forza GT build. Yeah, Distinct was slower this time. Yeah, that mistake cost him over a second. And new second we have ART Kermit. Really good lap from him. But still 4/10 behind him. 1/10 behind him is AMS Huracan, the Unseen Saint, also 1/10 behind. AMS Mead, let's see what his lap time was. Oh, he had a pretty bad lap time, but a 2:09.3. That makes him 5th in the in that crit here. 6th position we have AMS Tsunami. He didn't have that much of a great race last week in Virginia with that crash with SFM Darkser. He had to make a pretty early pit stop, also had to pit twice, and that cost him a lot of time on track. I guess he was around 10th of the 13 drivers who finished the race. So let's see if he can make it a better drive this week. DDM Champ 209 and 209.8 or 7 by DDM Drive. So let's go to ART Kermit. Is he able to close the gap to his teammate ART Distinct, to the leader in the championship? Well, he was 700ths quicker, but also really fast lap by Distinct. Also was 1/10 quicker than his quickest lap time before, but we have a new first here with AMS Huracan. He drove the quickest lap of everyone now. So let's check what his time was. We will see it soon. 2:08.592. So I guess ART Distinct's last lap wasn't a clean lap, otherwise he would have been in first position. So first position now for AMS Huracan with that quick lap, but it's really close. Yeah, 5:92. So Distinct is just half a 10th behind him. ART Kermit still in 3rd, ART Sinister in 4th. With a 2:08.967. So all those ART drivers are really quick. As you can see, they drive really fast lap times here. So in the first 7 positions we only have ART and AMS drivers. DDM Jam is in 8th position, DDM Drive 9th, ART Takashi and DDM Assassin on the last 2 spots. So let's check what changes this time. Huracan still in first, ART Distinct still in second, Sinister still third, Kermit fourth. Well, AMS Meat got a... no, he stayed in sixth, sorry. No changes this time around the track. So let's switch into the pack. Here we have ART Kermit, in front of him Distinct, and behind him ART Takashi, 11th with a 2:087. I think he can make it far, well, further into the grid, but he might has no clean lap at the moment, so I guess he's still missing out the clean lap. Here we can see the ART drivers packed over the track or on the track. And we can also see that ART Takashi stays in that pack, so he's driving really quick lap times, just missing out a clean lap. Let's hope for him that he is able to get a clean lap in that qualifying to show what pace he can go. Now with ART Sinister third at the moment. Oh, ART Takashi with a mistake there and losing the car into the barrier. That's not helping him with his qualifying position. So let's check. We have a new first, ART Kermit, 2:08577, just 100th quicker than AMS Huracan. Distinct still in third, Sinister fourth, Jensen Saint fifth, and ART Takashi lost the car there. And that will get a problem for him with not getting a clean lap together, cause... oh, it looks like he also got damage. Oh, no damage for him. So... oh, hey Erish, how are you? How's the qualifying going? Yeah, you get an invite from the lobby host. You don't have to join by yourself. They will contact you as soon as they got all the times together. Yeah, the problem for ART yeah, the problem with ART Takashi here at the moment with no clean lap is that 11th position he has at the moment is not the real position in the race, cause if he don't get a clean lap he will start in lobby 2 far behind in the field, and that will cost him a lot of points. It will make his race a lot more difficult. And also the qualifying is over here now. We have Distinct back again with a 5, but he managed to get 500ths quicker this lap around the track. So that's first position for him in this lobby. and Kermit. Yes, ART Kermit in second. He managed to stay there. His Huracan didn't manage to drive a quicker lap. Sinister in fourth spot. The Unseen Saint in fifth. Did he get a quicker lap or did he stay with his 209? Yeah, he managed to get into the 208s. Then we have AMS Meat in 6th position, DDM Jam in 7th position, DDM Drive in 8th, AMS Tsunami position 9, DDM Assassin position 10, and ART Takashi with, I guess, no clean lap. Well, his quickest lap was around 2:08, but it can't be a clean lap, otherwise he would have been more in front of the pack. And the qualifying is over. One driver backed out already, and as we are waiting for the qualifying to end to get back into the lobby screen, I will have a little break. I will be right back in a few seconds. So I am back after a short break, ready after the qualifying. We're back in the lobby screen. So let's go back into the previous race overview where we can see all the drivers' lap times. We have ART distinct. Well, before I go through the times, we have a lot of drivers with a 2085.5, so it's really close between the drivers. At the front of the grid we have ART Distinct with a 208.546. Just 300th behind him is ART Kermit 577. Amos Huracan with a 592, also just 15 thousandths of a second behind him. And we have two other drivers with 208 times. That's Sinister and the Unseen Saint. They're also really close together. We have, let's check, we have Amos Mead with a 2093 and DDM Drive with a 2097. So they might stay in this lobby for the race. DDM Assassin with a 210 also might be. We don't know the lap times of the other lobbies. They're still bringing all the the qualifying times together. Yeah, unfortunately ART Takashi will definitely not be in lobby 1. He has to start in lobby 2. And I'm just checking on the ORM page if those are all the times they have in here. So let's go through the lobby 1 grid. We have 12 drivers this week, a bit smaller grid. Would have been more nice to have more drivers in here. But we have 12 really fast drivers, so we will still see a lot action on track. We have SVR Spectre with the quickest time. Well, I can't tell you the time, I don't know it, I just see what they wrote into their online racing manager. SVR Spectre will start on the pole position. Another front row start for him. I guess he also had the pole position last week, but I'm not totally sure. We have ART Distinct in second position, ART Kermit in third, AMS Huracan collecting the second row in fourth position. Then we have ART Sinister and Unseen Saint, another ART row here. Or well, the only full ART row here. EBT Diego in 7th position, really good qualifying by him. We have seen him in the first 2 races. And we have the newcomer GRT Arish 4 in 8th spot. Row number 4. So pretty good start for him into the series. We will have an eye on him. What he's showing in the race. AMS Mead, 9th position, SFM Dark Source collecting row number 5 in the grid. DDM Jam, 11th spot, and Stupid Squab is collecting the whole field here in 12th position. In lobby 2 will start FLA Fitty 430. I don't say much about them because we won't see them during the race, just to let you know. DDM Drive position 2, Tsunami position 3, RSF1 Brundle 4, DDM Assassin 5th spot, EBT Phoenix 6th spot, X Absorb X 7th spot, that's Scotty Guy 8th spot, HCR Chicane 9th spot, PTG Eric 10th spot, Jimmy T 1996 11, EBT Aaron, which is 12th. So I will switch back into the lobby screen. And the drivers are joining. Kermit stayed in, Hurricane is in, the Unseen Saint, we will switch to spectate, not to hold them up. AMS Me, DDM Gem, ART Distinct, ART Sinister, then we have Darkseer here, also Spectre is here, and EBT Diego joined. So, well, 2 drivers are missing. GRT Arish joined. Then we are just waiting for Stupid Squab, if I remember correctly. Grid order is not set, but they will do that soon. So this time around Sebring we have 29 laps of racing. If I calculate that, it will be around 1 hour as the week or the rounds before. And we have 1 mandatory pit stop. There will be one, well, there's a pit stop window where you have to come in. I'm just checking when that will be. This stop must be completed after the first 2 racing laps and before the last 2 racing laps. So, in terms of the lap counter, well, we have 29 laps on the lap counter. That means 1 warm-up lap and 28 racing laps. The first pit stop is allowed in lap 4 on the counter, and the first lap where a pit stop is allowed is lap 4 on the counter. The last time is lap 26 on the counter. So you have from lap 4 to 26 a wide pit stop window where you're allowed to come in. And I think we're still missing 1 driver. Yes, the grid looks set at the moment. There's the last driver joining. I think Ari just can run 45 minutes maximum. So nobody should pit that early, yes. So you can have a really long stint. Most of the drivers are pitting around, mid of the race, cause you won't run out of fuel that fast. Or maybe you make it over the whole race, almost the whole race, but through the middle of the race your tire wear will be so bad that you definitely have to pit for a tire change, otherwise you won't make it into the finish. But you can definitely drive, I guess, around lap 16 or 17. So close after the half of the race. And we can see the first drivers They set their ready sign. I changed to spectate. For some reason it disappeared. So 4 drivers aren't ready yet, but we can wait for them. And as I mentioned already, you are allowed to cut turn 1 in the race. The qualifying you had to do it Forza clean, but you can cut the first turn in the race, and also you can drive as wide as you want through the last turn. That's all allowed for the race. I have to click spectate because they started and turned it off again. So the counter was already there. And the launch countdown is coming up. And oh, looks like the grid is not set. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It mixed it up. Or wasn't completely set. For the first lap of the race, the warm-up lap, I will follow the leader and start with the leader and go through the pack. Show you the cars, talking about the name of the drivers. Now's the launch countdown for the race, and yeah, we're going into this round 3 in the TORA Cayman GT4 Cup. Another time we will see all those really quick drivers on the circuit. So we're waiting for the game to make us joining. That can take some time. Oh. Ah, damn. Okay, that's perfect. We had a disconnect there. Well, in my whole time commentating races, that never happened to me. That I had a disconnect during the commentation, so that's the first time for me. Damn, that sucks to be the one everyone has to wait, even though, especially because you're not driving. And all of the other drivers were ready to start. Well, that also gives also an explanation why I couldn't join in such a long time. I hope it goes well this time. Moving to grid countdown. I hope it's working now. Yes, that looks really good. Loading, please wait. We're loading into the track. So the warm-up lap for the Sebring TORA Cayman GT4 Cup round 3 race can start. We are here with SVR Spectre. He got the qualifying, the pole position in this race is qualifying. You're allowed to cut this turn completely on the inside here. That's allowed for turn 1. ART Kermit, ART Distinct in 2nd place. ART Kermit in 3rd. And AMS Huracan in 4th, so we have a really quick first 2 rows here. We have ART Sinister in 5th position and ART the Unseen Saint in 6th, so ART row number 3. We have EBT Diego for the EBT team on position 7 and GRT Erish position 4. My teammate from the German racing team. It's the first time for him that he's driving in this cup. So, and also with those drivers here around the track, so best wishes to him. AMS Meat in 9th position, SFM Darksword 10th, DDM Chem 11th, and Stupid Squab from 12th position. And cause those flying starts, we start in double file. That means the cars get into their rows and they're driving slowly to the finish line, and as soon as you touch each driver, as soon as each driver touches the finish line, you're allowed to go. So we can go far in front. Usually when you have the standing starts, it's a lot more interesting to look behind, because from behind you can see a lot going on then. But with the flying starts, it's more interesting to stay in front and probably have a look behind. So we will start with SVR Spectre and ART Distinct in the first row. On that really long straight here, that looks really horrible. Slow to drive there. Now through the last turn on the outside there at the exit, it's allowed to go over the line, so you don't have to stay on the Forza track limits. And now they're getting closer to the start finish line and the race is on. And it looks like ART Distinct got the better run off here and is already in first position around the outside of SVR Spectre with his better start there. Oh, and there we have a spin of AMS Meat. There was contact, as it looked like, with another driver. Probably, maybe it was the EBT driver. So that means 12th position now for AMS Meat. So there was a bit going on there behind. Distinct with a really good start there. Oh, AMS Huracan missed the braking point there. Loses one position to ART Sinister. He used that to his advantage. And that means the Unseen Saint is right behind him. Is he able to overtake him after that little mistake of Huracan? Oh, and again he missed the braking point a little bit. That looked close to the driver in front. But it was AMS Meat who lost a few places during that start, but I don't think he got any damage, no. Because it wasn't a really heavy accident, he just got spun by another driver. Also, we're driving with the Forza race regulations, that's the reason why you can't see the tire walls there. And SVR Spectre right behind ART Distinct here at the end of lap 1. Closer line here from SVR Spectre compared to ART Distinct, bit faster here through the last turn in the slipstream. And Here you can see what I meant. You are allowed to go over that yellow line at the end or during turn 1. Yeah, and they look both really strong in this car this week again. Oh, SVR Spectre's going for the move, later braking. And, well, he put his car inside of ART Distinct and managed it to go through. First position now for for SVR Spectre after that move. But ART Distinct is still behind. And he's going for a move now. ART Distinct. Oh, contact there between them. And they touched each other. And both lost a lot of spots there. Ah, that's unfortunate. That happened quite often in Forza, that you got hung on each other. And if that happens, you're not able to move anymore. You're just going straight. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, that means we have ART Kermit now in first position, ART Sinister in second, and AMS Huracan in third. And also in all of that trouble, GRT Arish managed to gain another position. Well, if you don't have a look at what happened around him, but he overtook the Unseen Saint, who is now in 5th spot. Oh, ART Distinct goes wide here. And the Unseen Saint overtakes GRT Arish, now back in 4th position. And the gap between Distinct and Spectre pretty big. He lost a lot more than Distinct in that corner where they touched. Oh, he goes wide there over the grass. Oh, and there's also something going on behind them. Pretty close between the DDM Jam, AMS Meat and SFM Darkser. Oh, guys, keep it on the track. Yeah, AMS Meat goes through, DDM Jam losing 1 spot, and there's also EBT Diego overtaking SFM Darkser. Oh, Meat goes wide, also Jam. And Darkser used that to overtake Diego again. But Diego, with the better run out of the turn, is able to go on the inside here. Next turn on the outside line. Oh, and Darkser hit DDM Jam here. But luckily, no bad influence on Jam's race. And GRT Arish, he lost. After he lost the spot to Unseen Saint, also ART Distinct managed to overtake him, and now SVR Spectre is behind him. Going here for the inside again. Cars are touching, but nothing bad happened there. Now Spectre is positioning his car for the long straight out of the slipstream there, but not getting much closer. Oh, little contact. Well, might not, but now with the better exit of SVR Spectre, he goes through now. Back on 6th position for Spectre. So let's have a little view in front. We have ART Kermit, ART Sinister, and close behind ART Sinister's AMS Huracan, putting a lot of pressure on the ART drivers there. Now staying behind, no move from from Huracan here. There on the loop. Oh, Huracan hit the rear end of Sinister and sent him into a little slide. And Kermit with the mistake. He lost his car during the corner, hit the barrier, and now has to get back on pace. Oh, little contact there with Spectre. Luckily no damage to ART Kermit, but that cost him a lot of time. So many positions are changing there in front. Kermit now between Spectre and Arish. And let's have a look in front there. Unseen Saint right behind Amos Huracan. Both with different lines here. But it looks like Huracan's line was a bit quicker than the line of the Unseen Saint. A little touch on the crest there by Sinister. And the Unseen Saint still behind there. And it's also really close between the pack from position 4 up to position 6. Let's switch back to them. We have Kermit in position 6. Oh, Spectre braked a lot later and damn, ART Distinct sliding here through the turn. Was sent into a spin by SVR Spectre. Kermit hit Spectre a little bit, so many drivers were missing the braking point there. And GRT Arish completely missed the braking point there. That was really close for the drivers in front. Oh, contact there between Distinct and Spectre. So looks like elbows out at the moment. When you have a look how they're fighting there. So Kermit now up into 4th spot after that battle on track. 5th for Distinct, SVR Spectre back in 6th, and GRT Arish fell back into 12th position behind Stupid Squab. But it looks still close between position 2 and 3rd. In front there. Again, you can see the different lines of the drivers. Oh, the Unseen Saint. Quicker line of him compared to Amos Huracan, gained a bit on him. Well, in front there it looks quite sorted. Let's head back into the field to GRT Arish. After his mistake there, he missed the braking point. Now behind Stupid Squab. He looks faster than Stupid Squab, so we will see when he's going for a move. let's switch the loop to time intervals. Yeah, really close behind him now. Around 75 feet the distance between them. Braked a lot later there, so he gained a lot on him. Yes, stays behind in the slipstream, trying to get a better run over the straight here. Ooh. Now on the inside, and GTR send it around the inside, well, through the inside, not around the inside. And now Arish in 11th position. Great move by him. So let's go in front. It looked close between Darkser and Cem. They're still together on the track. Oh, Darkser with a wider line here, but still was on the curb there. And again, you can see the different lines of the drivers, how they're driving through that turn. But let's go up in front. Looks a bit closer there. We have the Unseen Saint still at the rear end of AMS Hurricane. And ART Sinister is still in the lead there. We're just 8 laps into the race, but so far it looks like all different ART drivers can put a stamp on each race. ART Takashi had an incredible performance in race 1. ART Distinct had an incredible performance in race 2. Both won their races. And now it's Sinister in front. And it gets closer behind there between ART Distinct and ART Kermit. Let's switch to them. And Distinct with the closer line, ART Kermit wider there. Distinct was in 4th spot for a really short time through the inside, but Kermit with the better exit there stayed in 4th spot. Oh, Kermit here with a mistake over the grass. You can see this thing gets closer there, and it's getting closer also on the first few spots there. And we have one driver in the pits now, AMS Mead, in lap 9 already. Not sure if he had to pit or if it was his strategy to pit now. But that should work for him through the race. To pit now without any trouble, getting closer to the end of the race. And also that position 1, 2, 3 fight looks like it's getting closer there. Still ART Sinister in the lead, AMS Hurricane and the Unseen Saint in 3rd spot. And now it's getting closer between EBT Diego and SFM Darkser. Having a look there on the inside, Darkser with a wide line there. Diego tries to position his car for the straight there, and also there's GRT Arish behind him, now on the inside on the long straight. Had a much better exit than Diego, And now braking for the last turn, Diego goes wide here, and GRT Arash takes that 9th position on the inside, and Darkser is coming into the pit. That got really close for GRT Arash here, and yeah, might had to brake for Darkser when he crossed his line. So Arash back in 9th, lost that position he gained. Really unfortunate for him, because he got the EBT driver already. And as he's trying to catch him, we switch back to him, but also watching the fight on the first few spots with one eye. Wider line from EBT Diego. Let's have a look in front. Spectre gets closer and closer to ART Distinct again. But not close enough to set a move here. And also AMS Huracan has a driver at his rear end. And it's not just the fact he has someone behind, he also gets closer to ART Sinister. Ooh, late braking from the Unseen Saint. Gets closer and closer to ART Sinister. Later braking here from Huracan. That looked pretty well how he was driving there through turn 1. And it's also getting closer. Behind them, no overtaking here. Let's switch back here to the fight. GRT Arash got EBT Diego another time. So up in front, 8th position. Let's switch back. We don't want to miss anything on the first few positions. No move here, but Huracan is really close to ART Sinister and gets even closer lap by lap. Also, we had there on the positions 5 and 6 someone on the grass. We saw the smoke coming up. Oh, AMS Huracan late braking there, almost hit ART Sinister. But he managed to get away with it. Two drivers were in the pits already, and it's still close between each of them. Oh, ART Sinister with a mistake there. Went out on the grass. So we are, well, the counter says lap 12, but minus the warm-up lap, we are now in lap 11 of the race. We have ART Sinister in first position after many changes at the beginning we had Distinct in front. I think we also had Spectre in front. Kermit was in front, but some of them had a few mistakes during the race, lost positions. ART Sinister managed to get in first position. AMS Huracan stayed in front of the pack, or at the front side of the pack. Second, the Unseen Saint also stayed in third position. ART Kermit, fourth position. Oh, Huracan goes wide there. ART Distinct, he was in first. Also ART Kermit for quite some time. Both had mistakes. Spectre, he had a little contact with Distinct that threw him and Distinct far behind. In 7th spot, DDM Jam, and it looked quite close between them now. So let's switch back to them. Well, it looked close at the beginning of the straight, but he lost out on him over the straight. So DDM Jam, we have him in 7th position. GRT Arash in 4th. He fell back after a little mistake, but he fought back now in 8th position and coming into the pits for his first pit stop. Stupid Squab in 10th position. And then we have AMS Meat in 11th, and in 12th position SFM Darkser. And as we're done with the click-through, we go back in front, and it gets closer between Kermit and the Unseen Saint. None of them is going for a move there. But we can see the gap between the Unseen Saint and Kermit got closer and closer over the laps, over the distance. And also Distinct is right behind him. So a lot of pressure on all of those drivers. Oh, looks like he's pushing the Unseen Saint there, and now for the inside, nah, he's stuck back behind. And now in the slipstream. Ja, danke Hurricane. Freut mich, dass es dir gefällt. Macht auch viel Spaß, immer wieder die Rennen zu kommentieren. Und, and there is the move from ART Kermit through the inside of the Unseen Saint there. Late braking from him, and also SVR Spectre behind there is going for a move on ART Distinct. Now on the outside, but a bit in front there. Oh, and contact with ART Distinct. Heavy slide from Spectre there. And that got ART Distinct back in front. But ART Kermit managed to get that position now in 3rd spot on the podium. Well, on the live podium. We have still 15 laps to go till the end of the race. But now we're getting into a really spectacular phase of the race. Hey ART Roofless, nice to have you here. I hope you have a good evening and enjoy the race. And now SVR Spectre on the outside of ART Distinct, but Distinct defended it quite well. No chance for Spectre there. And ART Sinister, the leader, under a lot of pressure from AMS Huracan. We can see them fighting in front there. Let's switch to them. Oh. Huracan with a better exit out of the turn on the straight. Also ART Kermit is right behind them. And that's getting really close into the last turn there. Side by side. Huracan and Sinister breaking into the last turn. And also Kermit goes there. Oh, Huracan wide there. And Kermit used that to take first position in that last turn. Great move from him. He saw that quite well, that ART Sinister and Amos Huracan went wide there. So he set that move. The Unseen Saint stayed out. Also Kermit in first and Sinister in second spot. Spectre also. But ART Distinct and Amos Huracan came in for their pit stops. EBT Diego in fifth still has to do his first mandatory pit stop, same as Stupid Squab. But especially in that last lap was a lot going on that first positions. Kermit managed to get back into the lead. He had that lead early in the race, but had a little mistake, came out on the grass. And well, lost his lead, fell back a few positions, but now he's back in first position after that last turn move. And yeah, thanks for your subscription, Melavedvo. Really nice from you. And yeah, we have now those ART drivers in front of SVR Spectre. Let's see who of them is going into the pits now. It's Kermit, Sinister, the Unseen Saint and Spectre stayed out. And Spectre had a much better exit there compared to the Unseen Saint. And now around the outside of turn 1. Really good move there from Spectre, now in the lead. And as they fought their battle out, let's switch back to the other drivers who made their pit stops already. We can see there ART Distinct, Amos Huracan, Kermit and Sinister coming out of the pits. Oh, Huracan goes wide there on the grass. And Distinct now for the move on the inside of ART Sinister. Amos Huracan also looking for his chance to overtake him. But for now he has to stay behind them. Yes, we had Spectre and the Unseen Saint, still no pit stop for them. And Stupid Squab, same. Oh, he completely missed the braking point there. Or just getting out of the action. Could be also possible. With ART Kermit, he's leading that pack. Distinct in 4th spot. 5th Sinister and Amos Huracan in 6th. So most of the drivers came in for their pit stops already. We're just waiting for the first 2 drivers and Stupid Squab, but he's out of that fight here. And it's still a close fight there, a little contact there I think between Huracan and Sinister. And we can see Spectre and the Unseen Saint both coming in for their pit stops now. Spectre starts to roll again, also the Unseen Saint. But we are waiting for those drivers. Where are they coming out? Let's switch to Distinct. He was around Spectre and the Unseen Saint. And we can see ART Kermit stayed in front. Right behind him is SVR Spectre. Distinct get back into 3rd position. And the Unseen Saint came out in 4th. But now Sinister is overtaking the Unseen Saint, and also Huracan goes through. Yeah, that's the effect of the cold tires. Less pace on the first few meters. And Sinister and also Huracan used that to overtake the Unseen Saint. Now later braking off aim is Huracan. But no chance to go around the outside there. So, after all the drivers made their pit stops, let's click through the field and check the positions of the drivers. We have ART Kermit in 1st spot, but SVR Spectre close behind him. And he looks really strong in that race. ART Distinct in 3rd spot, completing the podium. ART Sinister 4th position under pressure of Amos Huracan. And also the Unseen Saint is part of that fight. Little contact there, and the Unseen Saint used that little contact between Sinister and Huracan to overtake him. Now the Unseen Saint in 5th spot. But still on his left side is Amos Huracan. On the really long straight there, braking for the last turn, little hit there. And Amos Huracan got a much better line there through the turn, so he gets his 5th position back. Oh, and there's he's going for the move. Leaning on ART Sinister. Amos Huracan now in 4th spot. Late braking there. Better line from ART Sinister, and he gets back into that 4th position. So that fight for that 4th position is really heavy between those drivers. The Unseen Saint now, after contact between Sinister and Huracan, on the inside of Huracan. Braking here for that slow right-hander. Little contact there between Huracan and the Unseen Saint. Well, that contact locked the steering of the Unseen Saint, so he fell back 5th now for Huracan, and Sinister had a big advantage out of that contact. And also at the end of the field we have a fight there. Looks close between GRT Arish, SFM Darkstar and EBT Diego. Oh, let's switch to position 2. We have Spectre in 1st position. He took the position. He took the lead from ART Kermit, and ART Kermit also fell back behind ART Distinct. So SVR Spectre now in 1st, Distinct and Kermit, both ART drivers, in 2nd and 3rd. Yeah, that race is really hectic. There's a lot going on the track, as we can see. Oh, little contact there on the inside wall by ART Distinct, and as we can see, ART Kermit looks like he doesn't want to set a move on his teammate. And yeah, if we have a look at the championship, at the leaderboard, then it's quite understandable, because with ART Kermit, we have a driver who just drove the first race, so he's a lot of points behind, and distinct as the championship leader, yeah, he wants to help his teammate not to lose too much point, even though he gets a second position. So he's helping his teammate out with the track position. And yeah, SVR Spectre, he looks really fast at the moment. Making the gap between him and ART Distinct bigger and bigger. A little mistake there. ART Distinct went wide on the grass. And also, it looks really close. Still between AMS Huracan and the Unseen Saint after their little contact in the slow right-hander. Now Huracan went wide on the grass, and the Unseen Saint with the better line through the turn and also better traction. Right behind him, late braking there from the Unseen Saint, contact there with Huracan, sending him into a slide there, but looks like Huracan was really struggling there to keep the car on the track, not hitting the barriers. And it also looks like the Unseen Saint gives him that position back after he touched him in the last turn. That's really nice fair play from him. Also, it's still close at the back end of the field. EBT Diego behind SFM Darkstar in the slipstream. On the other side we can see GRT Arash making the gap to SFM Darkstar bigger and bigger, and looks like he can drive faster than DDM Chem in front of him. We can have a short view on the lap times. 2092 for DDM Chem in the last lap, and 2093 for GRT Arash, so he didn't gain in the last lap, but a few laps back DDM Chem looked further away to GRT Arash, and the gap between SVR Spectre and ART Distinct now up to 2.5 seconds. ART Kermit keeping him safe. And stays behind him. In terms of the championship, the gap between them and ART Sinister, well, around 4 seconds. And also the gap to AMS Huracan is also around 3 seconds, so it was really close after their pit stops when everyone came in. And now it's sorting up with all that stuff that happened on track. The drivers were able to set some moves into the turns, get positions and lose positions, and now everything settles down a bit. We have the Unseen Saint here. Still trying to stay at the end of AMS Huracan's car. Let's go through the field after... I know I say it again, the lap counter says lap 21, but we're in lap 20. The first lap was a warm-up lap, so it's not counting to the amount of race laps. We're in lap 21 of the race, sorry, with 8 laps to go. Well, 7 laps to go. If we include this one, it's 8 laps to go. We have SVR Spectre in first position. He was the one on pole position. He started first in this race. ART Distinct in second. After some trouble with, well, also with SVR Spectre, they had contact. He had a few mistakes during the race, gets back into second position. ART Kermit led the race for quite some time, twice, but he fell back into third position and now is saving the back of ART Distinct. ART Sinister in fourth spot, also driving a really good race. AMS Huracan in 5th spot, now making the gap to the Unseen Saint in 6th spot bigger. Then in 7th position we have AMS Mead. Yeah, pretty silent race from him. I haven't seen him a lot, just in the first few laps when he was sent into a spin. But he managed to came back from it now in 7th. There we have DDM Chem, and yeah, GT Arish, as I mentioned, he has a really good pace in that race. First race for him in the TORA Cayman GT4 Cup, and now we can definitely see that he's closing the gap to DDM Chem in front of him. 7 laps left for him, so still enough time to close that gap and go for a move late into the race. SFM Darkser in 10th spot, EBT Diego in 11th, and Stupid Squab in 12th position with his SGR livered car. And it looks still really close between ART Kermit and ART Distinct. Also the gap between DDM Chem and GT Arish is getting closer, so there we will see a late fight to the finish line. But for now we will stay with the ART drivers on position 2 and 3. And again, yeah, quite some stuff happened during the race. Luckily no heavy crashes, no one really crashed out with heavy damage. But we had a lot of action on track. Some cars were spinning, sliding, came out on the grass, had to struggle. So we were able to see something going on the track. Let's switch back to GRT Arish and his fuel and also his tires looks pretty good. We can have a little view on the dash where we can see the RPM and also the G-forces we have in those cars around the track. In turn 1 we go up to 1.6. Yeah, same here. Not as much as you have in other cars like the Formula cars or the LMP cars. Oh, and we lost a driver. Stupid squab DNF in this race, so we had a disconnect in this race. Really unfortunate all race to lose a driver during the race. No one likes to see that. Yeah, there we have the data of the car, the amount of points, where who made the tune, who made the livery for the car, the PI of S757. We have a speed of 6.7 in that car, 6.8 handling, 8.2 acceleration, 6.7 braking. So yeah, the cars handle, well, quite okay. And that's the reason why we see some of the drivers struggling that much with grip, with traction. And right now it looks like ART Kermit is pushing his teammate around the track. Doesn't look like ART Distinct is gaining any time. He's losing out on SVR Spectre. The gap gets bigger and bigger, and ART Kermit, he's staying behind his teammate. But also it looks like ART Sinister is not able to close the gap. So no pressure for those drivers from behind. Let's have a look here, the gap around 1 second, 0.95. Told us the data loop. 0.7 now, so Arish gained 2/10 in that past few laps. Still 5 more laps to go for him, so still enough time left to get into a fight with the DDM driver. Also there was a little breakup by DDM Jam. And now on the long straight of the Sebring International Raceway, as we can see, and as the track looks like it's an airfield, an old airfield, now used for race events. Yeah, this year we had a race event already here on the Sebring International Raceway, even though it was a virtual event, but it was powered by TORA, the 12 hours retro event, where they were driving cars from the 70s up to the 90s. in the quick and slow GT. Classes of the 70s and 80s. Oh, and there DDM Jam late on the brakes, wider line on the entry, and GRT Arash gets closer, 0.6 the distance now. Also we can see the distance on top of DDM Jam's game attack, around 50 feet. Well, now it's increasing because they are accelerating out of the turn, but the average distance gets less between them. And as we can see here, ART Kermit made it up into second position in front of ART Distinct. So it doesn't look like he is saving that second spot of his teammate there. And for a really long time now into the race he looked a lot faster than Distinct. So he finally went for the move. So that means new second is ART Kermit, new third ART Distinct. Oh, Kermit went a bit on the crest there. And also now GRT Aris is right behind DDM Jam in the slipstream. Getting closer and closer, had a better exit out of the last turn, now on the straight, out of the slipstream. Going for the move and ooh, completely missed the braking point there. And taking the wider track there. Yeah, that cost him any chance. He tried it, was a bit too late into the braking zone, and then yeah, really unfortunate for him in his first appearance in the TORA Cayman Cup. But he showed really good pace, so even though he wasn't able to get DDM Jam here, also had a little mistake early in the race when he went on the crest while braking, or drove on the crest to avoid contact with the drivers in front. Even though he showed really good pace during the race, and yeah, that's something to look forward for the next race, to round 4. And as soon as Kermit overtook ART Distinct, he is driving away from him. So, oh, both are going over the crest there. So we are in the penultimate lap now in that race. The field is quite sorted, so let's stay with the leader, with Asvir Spectre. He started from first position, had the pole in this race, lost it on the start cause ART Distinct had a bit better run off the line. Yeah, quite some contact for him. A little bit with ART Distinct that cost him a few spots. He fell back, but now he's back in first position. And as we can see, he was able to build a gap between him and the pair on position 2 and 3. So he showed a really good pace during this evening. Now he started his last lap of that race. For the last time through turn 1. The driver for the Solar Vision Racing team. Almost done with this race. Yeah, and again, as we could see in the previous races, he had really good pace. Had the pole position in the last race, I think. Was fighting for the win in Virginia. Now, quite dominant race of him in Sebring, and also had really good pace at the Sonoma Raceway. But unfortunately, he had the disconnect and the early pit stop. Wasn't the best race for him, but now he showed everyone that he has a lot of pace in that car. Taking the last turn now and finishing this race in first position. Congratulations to SVR Spectre for that win in the TORA Cayman GT4 Cup on the Sebring International Raceway. ART Kermit gets second, ART Distinct third spot. Lost a bit at the end on his teammate, but with that result he stays in first position of the championship. ART Sinister fourth spot, AMS Hurricane gets that fifth place back home. The Unseen Saint in sixth spot. He's completing the ART field, the ART pack in lobby 1. AMS Mead, position 7 for him. Yep, now now we're loading off the track. Also, oh yeah, we have that penalty time. Hey Techno, how are you? Nice to see you here. Yeah, you missed the race, unfortunately. We're just at the end now. Yeah, ART Kermit came home in first. And that's also the reason why SVR Spectre was driving so quick, because of that 5-second penalty time he got. So it's not him who won the race, even though he had a quite dominant performance. I totally forgot about his penalty time. Also, they don't show it in the loop, or if you switch to the driver. But yes, he had penalty time, so that's ART Kermit with the win. SVR Spectre second, ART Distinct third, ART Sinister in fourth. Huracan fifth, The Unseen Saint sixth. AMS Meat seventh, DDM Jam in 8th. GRT Arash, his first appearance in the series, and got a 9th place already. Really good race from him.
Oh yeah, you can. Right, that'll be it for this week, lads. Lads and lasses, sorry.
Yeah, still a good race. SFM Darkser 10th spot, EBT Diego 11th, and Stupid Squab with the late disconnect in 12th position. Yeah, have a good evening too. Watched that race, was quite interesting. A lot was going on there on track. So I definitely had a good time with those drivers showing such performance on the track. And yeah, the race is over, but I'm waiting for something else. I'm waiting for the standings to be wrote on the or written on the TORA page. They're really quick with adding the first few results, but if it takes some time till all of the results are updated. Yeah, but while we're waiting for the results, yes, that's it with TORA Cayman GT4 Cup Round 3 on the Sebring International Raceway. Let's have a look on the standings. I guess it should be fine with the first 10 drivers, because they were regularly in the first lobby. So we have ART Distinct. He managed to defend his lead over AMS Huracan, also built the lead on 17 points to AMS Huracan 587 over 570 points. In third spot, we have DDM Gem. Fourth spot, SVR Spectre. EBT Diego in fifth. So some of them are going upstairs on the ladder. Stupid Squab in sixth position. SFM Darkser is seventh with 512. There are some other drivers. DDM Drive, I guess they are still on the road. Yes, I don't want to stretch that too long. We have ART Esports by Squadios. They defended their lead over the other teams, now in first position with 1,142 points. And yeah, that's it with round 3. We have a 2 weeks break now. No, sorry. 2 weekends in a row we have no race. The next race is December 12th. We have that break because of the US Thanksgiving, and also in 2 weeks there will be the TORA Enduro 8 hours Indy race. So that's the reason why we have that 2-week break in between. But in 2 weeks, Saturday 12th December, 8 p.m. UK time, we will be back on the Hockenheimring full circuit. Yeah, what a race. Hi Arish, you drove really, really good. Congratulations. Decent pace. I'm really looking forward to see you next time on the Hockenheimring in 3 weeks. And yes, to complete that stream, I hope you enjoyed it. I had a really good time. Was nice as always to see all of them on track. Tune in for the TORA Enduro. I told you 2 weeks. It starts on the 5th of December. And tune in for the next time we're driving at the TORA Cayman GT4 Cup, 12th December, 8 p.m. this channel. I hope you have a good time. Till then, see you next time and goodbye.